You know you missed me. For some of you, it's just been a few hours. And you notice how much you missed me already. Assalamu alaikum, folks. Couple after actions from this weekend's classes. We ran a few small classes, and I just want to talk about a few things. Number one is safety. Safety, safety, safety. Folks, if I yell at you on the live fire range and it sounds like I'm being nasty because you pointed a gun at somebody or had your finger on the trigger or you fired a string at the wrong time without going off of my command, I want you to make sure that you just understand it's not personal, but it is personal in a way, okay? For me, it's a challenge going from Marine Corps infantry where, you know, I had one time one of my boots flag other Marines with a grenade launcher, and I just swiftly and without hesitatingly punched him right in the face. And that's just, you know, the proper response in that job, okay? If you're an 03, you know what I'm talking about, all right? You get physical with each other. There's a lot of physical, let's just say, Roman brutality. But it's a challenge for me because what happens is you know, and there's another time I had a Marine that just came to me, and we were in Afghanistan, 110-degree patrol, maybe 120 actually, and he started to collapse and he put his rifle on his head. And that was another swift, straight right, boom, right to the face. Like, wake the fuck up, you're gonna shoot yourself. So anyway, there's been multiple instances like that in my life. And then I go and I teach civilians, and I can't do that to people, okay? But the gravity of the situation is still the same. We make a mistake with safety, there is no taking that bullet back. So please, don't take it personal, but just understand, you know, we all need to get back alive from wherever we're at. So, you know, number one, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on target, all right? And I'm fucking these up a little bit, but number one, treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Number two, never point your weapon at anything you don't intend to destroy. Number three, keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you're ready to fire. And number four, keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. I want to address that last one real quick because this gun does not have a safety. Neither does a Glock pistol, most popular handgun in the world, right? Let me pause this real quick and I'll talk about what that safety rule is talking. Okay, so Glock pistols, revolvers, they don't have safeties. Ultimately, this is our safety, and what's in between our ears is our safety. What we're talking about, and these are military safety rules, is double single action semi-automatic pistols mostly, okay? And we're talking about handguns here for a second. All right, any weapon that has a hammer back needs to be on safe before you go back to the holster. Okay, let me just be clear. Any gun that has a hammer back mechanism, semi-automatic, automatic handguns, you know, specifically is what we're talking about here, this needs to be on safe before you go back to the holster. 1911s, single action semi-auto, and let's talk about this double action Beretta semi-automatic pistol. Now, the proper way to carry this, and you've got a decocker. So what happens is this, is that you got hammered down, your first shot of the holster is a double action like a revolver. Boom. Every other shot after that, hammer's gonna be back, and it's a nice crisp single action, okay? Can't talk today, all right? Before you go back to the holster, and you still have a round in the chamber, this needs to be decocked. So you throw this down, the safety on. Then, the proper way that I carry this gun is then once the hammer's down, safety off. Now, why would you do that? Boy, that sounds dangerous. Safety off? Are you crazy? Folks, typically with a revolver, there is nothing that is safe about this except the double action trigger squeeze. It is so long, I can hand it to my kids and they struggle to squeeze that off. This gun will not go off. If the hammer is down, this gun is on safe. Okay? Now when we switch to this, it's the same concept. A double action semi-automatic pistol, the Beretta, the proper way to carry this for combat is hammer down, safety off. At 115 beats per minute, we experience a phenomenon of a loss of fine motor skills. So in a gunfight, simple, small motor skills that we experience, typically on a cold day, I'll just, compare it to that. We can't really move our fingers. That becomes extraordinarily difficult. So the simple motion of flicking a safety, and trust me folks, I've seen it. It is like trying to fight your way out of a paper bag for some people. It is going to be very, very difficult. The less fine motor skills we have to use in a fight, the better for you. That's why Glock pistols are great. Striker fire pistols are great. Revolvers are great. You come on the gun, you're on the trigger. That's what you need to do. Any extra fine motor skill, single action revolvers too, same thing. I got to come out and cock it. That's another disadvantage. The only way that becomes a non-issue is if you've pre-programmed your computer to what? To come out over and over and over again, safety off, safety off, safety off. That's muscle memory, folks. So if you're gonna carry with the safety, you gotta put in the training time to do that, all right? So with this double action semi-automatic pistol, I don't want to do anything but come out and squeeze that long double action. All right, this is just like a revolver. It's not gonna go off on its own. Hey, this is just a public service announcement for the Beretta, how to properly use it, because I see more and more Marines and Navy sailors and people that are in the military that don't know how to use this weapon, and that's because it's getting phased out. And to be honest with you, a lot of people hate this pistol in the military. They think it's a piece of shit because most of them in the Armory have been from 1985 when they first were adopted in Beirut, Lebanon, and all that shit. Okay, so this gun here is reliable. This gun here fits my hand, and I happen to like the Beretta. It's a classic 1990s cop pistol, and absolutely a reliable semi-automatic choice. But just run it right. Safety off, folks. Safety off. Have a good one. All right, guys, so for your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate which one might even be faster when my heart rate isn't that high. So my heart rate right now, resting heart rate, I'm like a freaking Olympic athlete, okay? I'm probably around 40 beats per minute. No, I'm just kidding. I used to be. I really did. I used to be. I'd run a 6-minute mile, okay? And I had a pretty low resting heart rate. In fact, so low that some people were a little bit, my body's a weapon, all right? I'll just say that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I make condition 1. We got a round in the chamber. Safety on. Okay, let's see how fast we are here. Resting heart rate at 60 beats per minute. Okay, scan assess. Decock. Now I'm gonna do it safety off, and I did get caught up in my shirt there. Okay, I'm just doing this Mexican style. Hey, here we go. Okay, first shot was a miss, but I'm definitely quicker. I'm on target quicker, no doubt about it. All right, but when your heart rate skyrockets and you're doped up on adrenaline and glucose, that becomes impossible. Okay, now I'm gonna do it safety on again. Okay, so you gotta take that extra second to do this. How about one-handed? One-handed. And I mean, we can. Ambidextrous safety. Okay, decock, safety off. Okay, here we go. I guess I'm more accurate when I put the safety on, but you guys get the point. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's some steel case shit right there. All right. Okay, right there had a user malfunction. I came out thinking I was gonna squeeze off a round and oh, safety's on, shit. That's the last thing we want in a fight. So safety off, hammer down. All right, that's it, folks. Pretty good pistol. I like it. Most guys don't.